Welcome back to the channel, my friends. Warhammer Man Studios. I'm Warhammer Man, and today we're taking a look at the brand new Skaven Warlock Engineer. This video is sponsored by CMO Games. More on that later. Skaven Warlock Engineer. Fuse magic and technology with this rodent researcher from the clan Scryer. The Skaven have combined vile magic with cursed artifice since their earliest days, and the techno-arcanists of the clan Scryer have been busy in the Age of Sigmar. Alright, so we have seen basically in the video what's coming for the Skaven, but this is kind of like the second model reveal here, so we get to see what it actually looks like on the tabletop. So this is the Warlock Engineer. Alright, so pretty cool so far. Definitely nice paint job on there. Okay, I like the look of it. It's definitely still has like the old kind of Skaven look, but it's brought up to a current range. Everything's a little more like humanistic. Okay, yeah, that's a really nice model right there. So overall, I think the general trend that we're seeing from Games Workshop, we saw it with the Stormcast over like the last edition, we saw it with the kruleboyz, and now we're seeing it with the Skaven, that they're looking a lot more like human-esque. They're not as sort of like stubby. They still have the attributes of like their various like factions, but they're much more sort of like slender and kind of have a more human look to them. And I think overall I like it. The new Warlock Engineer is a sniper of surpassing skill, who uses warp zone infused bullets to take down enemy characters from afar. The best place for any Skaven to be. Okay, so looking at the model here, we see he's got like his very cool like warp fire gun. He's got a little rat on his shoulder. He's looking through his little spyglass. He has the equivalents of like some kind of bionic looking kind of like eye. Just really cool model. Nice armor, nice cloth, like intricate designs and stuff inside of here. The extra like bag and everything. He's got what looks like a bionic or like metallic leg standing on some rubble, so it has a textured base. This is just really nice. Great looking character right here. Great looking new Skaven model. Definitely super exciting. The Warlock musket is deadly indeed, with 2 shots at a D3 damage and 2 rend. The ability to auto wound on a critical hit. An eager engineer can further amplify its power using the reaction ability more warp energy, granting the musket a flat 3 damage for the turn, provided you shoot without moving. This being a Skaven device, of course, there's always a chance it might blow up in your face. Okay, that sounds really good. What's more, the Warlock Engineer is a spiteful sniper master, spotting enemy leaders with well-honed expertise and the far peeker tube of his Warlock optics, patent pending, before pointing them out for the Warlock Giselles within a staggering 13-inch range. Okay, so right off the bat, my first impression, this guy sounds very strong. So move 6, health 5, save 5+, control 2. Warlock Engineer. Ranged weapon. Warlock musket. 24-inch range. 2 attacks. Hits on 3s, wounds on 3s. Rend 2, damage D3, and crit is an auto wound. So very strong ability right here. Basically 33% chance of an attack auto wounding every single turn because he has 2 shots and it's on 6s. The rend is 2, which seems pretty powerful because overall it seems like they've decreased the rend, and damage D3 is pretty good, with the ability to potentially do 3 damage automatically. And then the dagger, much less strong, attacks 3, 4+, 4+, rend 0, damage 2. Alright, so his reaction. Reaction. You declare shootability for this unit. It was not set up this turn, and it has not used a move ability this turn. Okay, so the wording is a little bit more because of how they've like changed things, but basically you didn't like set up the unit this turn, and they didn't move. Those are like stipulations to use this ability. So more warp energy. Effect. Roll a dice. On a 2+, set the damage characteristic of this unit's Warlock musket to 3 for the rest of the turn. On a 1, inflict a D3 mortal damage to this unit. Okay, so instead of a D3 damage, it goes to auto 3, but on a 1, it takes a D3 mortal damage itself instead. It has 5 wounds, so there's no chance that's going to kill it if it's at full health. Once per turn, army, your shooting phase. Sniper Master. Declare. Pick a visible enemy hero to be the target. Effect. For the rest of the turn, this unit and friendly Warlock Giselles units wholly within 13 inches of this unit can ignore the effect of the guarded hero ability. Core Rules 25.0 when picking the target for their shooting attacks. Okay, so essentially what this means is you can kill a hero when normally you wouldn't be able to target them. And because it allows you to do it on this character who's going to have 3 damage automatically, potentially from that more warp energy ability instead of the D3, and then also Warlock Giselles within 13 inches, it's basically a sniper unit. And we saw how strong like the wizards and then especially the priests and how they sort of have to charge up their abilities over a couple of turns to really unleash them at full strength. This is going to be the type of unit that can pick them up off the table before they get a chance to attack. So definitely some cool stuff going on right here. Definitely cool to see how the rules are developing and some of like the dynamic ways to kind of get around some of those abilities. I really am looking forward to seeing like the full picture, and so far I like what I see. The models look awesome, the rules look awesome. Some of the actual rules are a little bit more wordy, which is hard to believe from Games Workshop because they're already really wordy, but they do seem much more clear. Changing basic stuff like the wording on rend and making everything into abilities seem like it's going to be more friendly to like newer players and also create a little less confusion. So let's hope that's the case. But I think this is a really cool model. It definitely seems like it's going to be really strong on the tabletop, and the Warlock Giselles are going to be really good paired with this guy, obviously, as intended. So yeah, I am super excited for the new AOS. Now a quick message from today's sponsor. CMO Games has been selling Games Workshop products online for over 20 years. They carry the full line of Games Workshop products, including Warhammer 40,000, Age of Sigmar, necromunda, Blood Bowl, paint tools, and more. Almost all Games Workshop products are priced at 15% off MSRP. CMO Games takes pre-orders for most Games Workshop products released at their earliest date possible. 12:01 a.m. on Saturday, they go live. Most of these pre-order products are also priced at 15% off MSRP. CMO Games offer free shipping in the US 48 with an order of $50 or more. Their customer service is top-notch, and they ship most orders within 24 hours. Visit CMOGames.com using the affiliate link in the description and let them know that you heard about CMO Games from Warhammer Man. Now, back to the video. So let's read a little more about this Guarded Heroes rule. Ignoring the Guarded Hero ability is obviously fantastic, but what is a Guarded Hero exactly? These are leaders and characters who are protected by the press of friendly bodies around them, much like the old Lookout Sir, making them harder to snipe with a cheeky arrow or glowing musket round. Monsters and war machines are a bit too conspicuous to benefit from this kind of protection, but smaller heroes can find safety in obscurity. And infantry heroes can be downright impossible to target from the air away. From far away, at least until a Warlock Engineer gets involved. So Guarded Heroes. A hero that is not a monster or war machine have the Guarded Hero passive ability. Okay, so all heroes have this ability, and then other certain abilities can take it away like we saw. So passive Guarded Hero. Effect. If this hero is within combat range of a friendly unit that is not a hero, subtract 1 from hit rolls for shooting attacks that target this hero. If the hero is infantry, they cannot be picked as a target of shooting attacks made by units more than 12 inches from them. Okay, so this is very similar to what we saw in 40k with like Lone Operative and Stealth. They have basically combined these two abilities. So if the hero is infantry, they can't be picked at all unless you're within 12, as long as they're within combat range of a friendly unit. And then regardless, they're going to be -1 to be hit. And then obviously if they are a hero but they're not infantry, they're still going to benefit from the -1 to hit, which is probably going to be like your cavalry and stuff like that. But we know from the first caveat at the beginning that monsters and war machines cannot get this benefit. So you get the best benefit if you're an infantry hero. You get other benefits if you're a hero but you're not infantry. And you gain no benefits from this rule if you're a monster or war machine. So very cool. I like it. It makes sense. So it's going to allow you the ability to get close and still take out a hero, even if you don't have somebody like the Warlock Engineer and the Giselles who can snipe them. It sounds like it's going to have some cheeky in-game play. I really like it. I think this is great. The Warlock Engineer is just one of a number of Skaven characters returning to the game with a fresh look and some unpleasant innovations. We'll have more to show you soon, but for now, check out the rest of the coverage for the new edition. So yeah, very cool. I am loving the rules so far. I'm loving the models. Once again, it looks like they have taken the stuff that was originally in Sigmar and then put into 10th edition 40k that made 10th edition 40k so good. And now they're taking the stuff that they have used in 10th edition 40k and they're bringing it back into Age of Sigmar. So basically, Sigmar was in a really good place. 9th edition was pretty good for 40k, and then they rolled some rules from Sigmar into 10th edition, and now, honestly, I think it's the best edition ever. And now they're taking some of those same rules that have succeeded in 10th edition that were originally from Sigmar, and they're bringing them back into Sigmar improved. So once again, I like it. Games Workshop game designers are learning from their previous mistakes and things that have worked. Hopefully writing some rules a little bit better and clearer. So far seems like it. And obviously, I think the overall models, not looking as like kind of stubby and just overall old compared to the new stuff, which is much more human-esque, has a lot more like actual detail, like the weathering built into the actual sculpts of the armor, the extra details like the mechanical foot, the lenses, all this stuff just looks amazing. So I'm totally loving it. I'm loving the new models. I'm loving where they're going with the storyline, and I'm loving the rules. Let me know what you're most excited about. Are you enjoying the rules so far? Are you hesitant about some of the changes? Always like to hear back from you guys in the comments. And as always, special thanks to CMO Games for sponsoring the channel. Check out the link in the description to save 15% on Games Workshop products. That's it for today. Warhammer Man Studios, I'm Warhammer Man, and I'm out of here.